This is Professor Lisa Anderson, and I want to welcome you to Ethics, Conscience, and the Good Life. So the good news is that this class is really interesting. You'll learn all about different pathways of how people discern what is ethical. The class involves reading philosophy, but also fiction and religious texts and works of political activism. You're going to learn from a lot of different sources about how to read and understand texts that other people talk about without having read. Okay, so you will actually be someone who did that work. And while the course might not help you develop as an actor or dancer or musician, it might, right? But it will definitely help you develop as a thinker and a person. And that has a lot of value too. So because we're in the online format this fall, I also want to reassure you that I am in fact a real live human being who created this class especially for you and Juilliard students like you. Some of you already know me, so hi to those people. And you should feel free to Google me if you want to find out who exactly is giving you this education. Although I will suggest that there's two potential problems. One, famous Lisa Anderson, with her last name spelled just like mine, is actually a top-rated world surfer. That's not me. And the other one, whose last name is spelled a little bit differently, teaches at Columbia. Also not me. I'm not a specialist in the Middle East. Instead, I'm the Lisa Anderson who went to UCLA for my undergrad and got my PhD at the University of Chicago and has a specialty in researching late 19th century American political culture. So my first book was on the history of the Prohibition Party, and right now I'm co-authoring a book on the history and philosophy of sex education. My most recent research was published in History of Education Quarterly, and I think you can even find that online if you'd like to see it. Basically, I just published an article about a New York City sex education project in which basically a group of high school students got like several $1 million to run their own sex education program. It's a really interesting story. Anyway, I spent most of quarantine engaged in activities that I think of as right at the nexus between domesticity and survivalism. So I do a lot of gardening and baking and building things. And also I've spent a lot of time tormenting my children with extra schoolwork, so they're very happy to have me in the classroom. Right now I'm just finishing up a job where I'm enumerating the census too. So when you have those people knock on your door and ask about your census form, I'm doing one of those because I want to do some writing about the census and its uses, and so I'm practicing that by trying out the job myself. So anyway, that's all about me. So I'm interested to hear more about you. So if you notice right below this welcome, there's a space where I'd like you to record a Flipgrid. That's about 1.5 minutes of time that you can introduce yourself, not just to me, but also to other people in the class. Everyone in the class will be able to see your Flipgrid and will probably be really excited to meet who are these people that are going to be joining them in ethics. These are people that you're going to talk with and work with a lot over the course of the semester. And especially for new students to Juilliard, it's a great way to get to know what kind of community you're actually joining. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a good day. And now go record your Flipgrid so I can meet you too.